Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's Brian here. How are you all doing tonight? I hope you are doing well, enjoying your holiday season, or enjoying your day. In Pennsylvania, it was not really a nice day. It was kind of warmer than it has been, which was good, but it was cloudy, rainy. Wasn't really anything. I didn't really do much today. Don't really do much any day, but I really didn't do that much today. You know, uh, just thought I'd make this video talking about the 2024 election. Just give everyone a general update. We're talking about how Bobby Kennedy's doing, talking about what's going on in the Republican Party, what's going on in the Democratic Party, talking about other third-party candidates. Just a general 2024 election update. So, let's jump right into it. So, first things first I want to talk about is the top thing in the news. Chris Sununu, the moderate, very intelligent governor, or so I thought, has endorsed Nikki Haley. There's no shame to that. He can endorse who he wants and root for who he wants. But my only struggle with it is he has said that he would never support a candidate unless they will condone Donald Trump's actions. Nikki Haley has not condoned Donald Trump's actions one time. One time. Now, on a rating of telling the truth and condoning, Chris Christie's at number 1, telling the truth 100%. Asa Hutchinson's at number 2. DeSantis has been at number 3. Haley's at number 4, and then Vivek Ramaswamy's at the bottom. When you cannot even condone the actions of Donald Trump, how are you going to stand foot to foot with Putin or Kim Jong Un or President Xi or any terror, Hamas if he's still around, any terrorist, any leader in the world? How are you going to be able to do that? How are you going to be able to do that with the Congress and stuff if you can't even condone the actions of this man? And people are trying to paint this woman as, oh, she's going to be the one to beat Trump and beat Biden and save the day. Putting someone who is corrupt in the White House, again, is not solving any problems. All you're doing is getting rid of one problem and replacing it with another problem. Initially, what you're doing is you're knocking out one villain and replacing them with another villain. Nikki Haley is not the solution for this country or for the Republican Party. She's not. Now, I'm going to make a video tomorrow warning against Nikki Haley, a deeper warning of what she's done in her record, how she's so corrupt, how her policies don't work, warning against her. But, I'm just saying, she's not the one. Now, there have not been any polls released since he endorsed her. I think it's going to help her a little bit. There's people saying, oh, it's going to cause her to win. I don't think so, because endorsements really don't mean as much as they used to, especially in the Republican Party. They really don't mean as much as they used to. Really, like, the endorsement now that you want to get is the Trump endorsement. That's really the only endorsement that honestly matters. We're going to have to see. I think they're saying it could help because there was only 2 times that you had candidates ahead of Trump. When DeSantis had to won his re-election last year of November, December, January, and February, and early March, where he was 7-8 points ahead of Trump. And then in Chris Sununu, when he was floating the idea of running for president, he led Trump by like 4 points. It was close, but yeah, he led him by like 4 points. So they're saying it's probably going to help her. I do think it's going to help her a little bit, but not to the point where she's going to win. I think that Chris Christie's still going to win the state, even though we have some disappointing news. I think at the end of the day, though, Chris Christie will still end up having the majority of the votes in New Hampshire. So we got to go to some disappointing news. So they just did a poll a week ago. There have been no polls done since Chris Sununu endorsed Nikki Haley. We're going to have to see when the polls are done now. But this poll is tremendously disappointing. It puts Trump at 49% at first place, obviously. It puts Nikki Haley in second place with 18%. And it puts Chris Christie in third place with 9%. It puts Ron DeSantis in fourth place with 7%. It puts Vivek Ramaswamy in 5th place with 5%. And it puts Asa Hutchinson in 6th place with 1%. And then 9% say they are undecided. It's kind of upsetting. It's very upsetting and it's very disappointing that, that's the poll number. It could change. There's still, 5 weeks to the New Hampshire? January 23rd is when it happens. So there is still time that it could change. I still think Chris Christie's going to win. But if we're going by that poll, Trump would win. See how it changes. Like a week before last week, Trump was at 28%. So he's going up initially 21 points. And it had Nikki Haley at 23% and Chris Christie at 22%. Now it's saying she's at 18%, Chris Christie's at 9%. So the polls do change radically, but I still do think that Chris Christie's going to win New Hampshire. My prediction is still, I think it could end up changing. I'm thinking it less and less. Excuse me. But I still do think that. I think Chris Christie's going to win New Hampshire, and I think Trump's is going to destroy everywhere else and get the nomination. That's my thoughts. People are saying, oh, Nikki Haley's going to stop him. I don't think so. We're going to have to see. We are still relatively early. I know it feels like the 2024 election is like 2 days away. It's not. We have almost still over 10 months left, so we're gonna have to see. Otherwise, in polling, Trump is still dominating. In Iowa, he's at 65%. Haley's in second with 9%. Christie's in third with 8%. DeSantis and Ramaswamy are both tied for fourth with 5%. And then, what do you call it? Asa Hutchinson isn't even on the charts there. And then I think you have like 3 or 4% undecided. He's destroying everywhere. Not really much of an update. We're going to see if this endorsement helps Nikki Haley at all. We'll have to see. I'll do a poll maybe. I'll do a video maybe 2 weeks from now. See if they've released any polls. Sorry, that's my cousin. Yeah, we're going to see. Now, in other news, we're going to go on the other side of the aisle, Democratic primary, if you even call it a primary. I mean, even though they're rigging it for President Biden, he's still destroying in the polls there. Most recent national Democratic poll puts him at 60%. It puts Dean Phillips up at 9%. It's Cenk, Cenk Uygur, I think that's his last name, and it puts him at 5%, and Marianne Williamson at 3%. So it's not really encouraging. And New Hampshire and Iowa, even if one of the other candidates would get 100,000 more votes than Biden, they're still not going to get a single delegate, which I think is very unfair. Tennessee and Alabama are not going to be putting the candidates on the ballot. You also have them not having debates and Biden refusing to debate. So the process is initially becoming a little rigged. But yeah, not much to talk about on there. Bobby Kennedy, my guy, the person I've endorsed, is continuing to destroy. You know, I was going to make a video on this. I actually recorded it and I reacted to it. But I was just cursing way too much. And it was just not worth acknowledging these people. MSBCN is trying to say something false about him, that he's only at 16%. He's not. There's 2 states where he's at 16%, but nationally in other states he's not. So, the poll that really stuck out to me was the poll in my home state of Pennsylvania. So the poll is currently, they did one with just Trump and Biden, former President Trump and current President Joe Biden, and it put former President Trump at 36%, and it put current President Joe Biden at 34%. Trump has a 2-point lead, narrow lead. When they threw Bobby Kennedy in there, or Donald Trump, it looks terrible for him. He drops 22 points. He goes to 14%. You believe? I don't know if this is true or not, but this is a poll. It's done. Polls can be manipulated in many ways, but he drops to 14%. President Biden drops 6 points to 18%, or to 28%, and Bobby Kennedy leads them. He polls 30%. Now it's only a 2-point lead, which is extremely narrow, but the fact that you have someone who's not a Democrat or Republican 2 points ahead, I mean, it's really looking like he's taking a lot of Trump support. That the predominant of his supporters are Republicans and Independents and Libertarians. I think there are a number of Democrats that are supporting them, but a lot less than there are Republicans and Independents. You know, we're going to have to see. It's going to be interesting. He's struggling to get on the ballots right now. People, if you don't want this country to become a communist country or a fascist country, if you don't want to continue to not be able to afford basic things, you don't want Trump being president again, or any one of them other Republicans, we have to get Bobby Kennedy on the ballot in all 50 states. I'm volunteering. I'm going to go out and start collecting signatures. I encourage you to do the same thing. Because he needs about it. So nationwide, he needs about 1 million signatures. I don't know if it's a little less, a little over. It's about 1 million signatures. You put all 50 states in District of Columbia's signature requirement. There's certain states that raise the number of money and stuff, but he needs about 1 million signatures. Let's get him this. Now I'm considering starting a petition. Now, not that it matters. I'm a nobody, but I'm gonna see how things go over the next 2 or 3 weeks with ballot access. And if by January, if things aren't looking like they're changing, I'm going to start a petition on change.org to try to get him known as a libertarian. I don't think it's going to happen. It's about a 99.9995% chance that it does not happen. But to try to get him to run as a libertarian, because ballot access is going to be a real struggle. They're doing all they can to change ballot laws of how much money you got to raise, how many signatures you got to have, simply to keep him off the ballot, because they're terrified that he's going to beat their candidates. He's going to crush Trump and Biden, which I still do think he's going to do that if he's on the debate stage, which it's looking like so. The latest national poll, they just won with President Biden and President Trump. They both tie at 31%. They did another poll with Bobby Kennedy in there. Bobby Kennedy polls 25%. President Biden comes down to 25%, and they tie, and Donald Trump drops to 18% in third. So we're going to have to see. In other third-party candidate news, there's not really much to talk about. Jill Stein, she did a poll. She's at 1%. Woohoo! Big whoop. But, yeah, you know, there's not really much to talk about. You still have Cornel West running. He's going through the same struggles that Bobby Kennedy's going through with ballot access. You know, we're going to have to see how this ends up playing out. Joe Manchin and Liz Cheney are still flirting the idea of running for president. We are really going to have to see how this goes out. Prediction as of December 17th at 9:12 p.m. 2023. Prediction: who's going to win the election? Bob. I'm so sorry. I'm sick. I'm so sorry. I'm got a cold. Prediction of as of December 17th, 2023 at 9:13 p.m. that there would be a deadlock as of today. But I think Bobby Kennedy will end up winning this, though. I think that by November of next year, he will have get on the thing to get to 270. I sincerely think that. Only way that I don't see that happening is if that he either doesn't get on the debate stage, or if he does and does terrible. It's the only way I can't see that happening. But I really do see that happening. I truthfully do. I hope you do. So if you got $1 donate to Bobby Kennedy, let's get him on the stage. Unfortunately, the Democrats are continuing to want to run Biden, and the Republicans are continuing to want to run Trump. Now this could change. I mean, this time next year, we could end up seeing Dean Phillips and Nikki Haley facing off against each other, or Cenk Uygur and Chris Christie facing off against each other, or Marianne Williamson and Ron DeSantis facing off against each other. Extremely unlikely, but possible. We're going to have to see. And I think then it's a lot less of a hankering for a third party, but there's definitely still a hankering for a third party. Bobby Kennedy probably won't be polling as high as he does, but he probably definitely be on the debate stage still. So we're going to have to see. Alright, everyone, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all so much. You all rock. You all are legends. 54 subs. Thank you. Please keep it up. Alright, everyone, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please like this video. Please share this video. Please leave a comment on this video. And most importantly, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, everyone. Thank you all for being great, and go vote. No matter who you're going to vote for, just go vote. Alright, have a nice night, everybody. Bye-bye.